serving your community. This is McLean Hunter Cable TV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Gordy Wilson here at Merrittville Speedway, and boy, I'll tell you, we've got action for you tonight. We've had 5 nights of racing. This is our 6th, and the points chase is very, very close in all divisions. Pete Bicknell in the modified division has won 2 features, although Joe Plazik is leading in points going into tonight's race show. There's only a couple of points difference, but it is a difference, and we'll see what happens after tonight. Actually, Plazik with 240 points, he leads. He does not have a feature win, but he's been running awfully, well, right there at the end of the 35-lap features. He's been right there up in the front on almost every occasion. Pete Bicknell second, 238 points, just 2 points separating those drivers. Pete Bicknell has 2 feature wins. Other feature winners so far this year, Brian Stevens with 1 win, Don Turner with 1 win, and Danny Johnson, of course, won last Monday evening here, Victoria Day Championships. Pete Bicknell is second in points, as I said. Harvey Hayner is running third in points, 228. Sportsman, and don't forget, we'll be doing 35 laps for the Sportsman next week here at Merrittville Speedway, and it's going to be quite some race, I'm sure. Cars are ready now for our modified feature, 35 laps coming up in this modified feature. Starting up front, row number 1 on the inside to 13 of Chris Ricker out of Dunville Automotive sponsored car. Jamie Turner in the number 11 from Caister Center, the Plazik Auto Recycler car. Roy Stussy out of Ransomville, New York, drives car number 38. Frank Plazik in the number 4, another of the Plazik Auto Recyclers cars. Harry Sittler from St. Catharines in the number 37. The Queensway Auto sponsored number 38. W, driven by Scott Wood, Averill Farms number 24J of Mike Jeffrey. Mark Elsey in the Union 76 car, Mark out of Welland. 444 of Brian Stevens from St. Catharines. Joe Plazik in the number 1 car from Caister Center. Doherty Enterprise sponsored number 1. Harvey Hayner in the 2H, the 6R of Jim Rustin out of Port Colborne. Beechwood Golf Club Bigelow Auto Body sponsored number 16 of Jim Bigelow. The number 20 car from Ransomville, New York is Don McGinnis. Davey Moore in the number 6 Mountain View Homes sponsored number 6. New sheet metal on that car. Boy, it's a sharp looking number 6 automobile.
Looks like a 1988 Boeing aircraft.
The 42 of Pete Bicknell out of St. Catharines, and Pete Bicknell, of course, has won 2 feature races here at the Speedway. 82 of Bruce Parks. Doug Roseborough from Dunville in the 26R. John Arzan in the 57. Lenny Lindbergh in the number 88. In the 57J, Lee Jerome, and the 96, Fred Carlton. Here they come. Green flag down the front straightaway comes the number 11 of Jamie Turner. And Turner in turn number 1 will take the lead. Jamie Turner in that number 11 out in front. He's your leader down the back straightaway. Through turn number 3 into the number 4 corner. It's Jamie Turner out in front. Frank Plazik running second. Chris Ricker into number 13. 3 cars side by side coming down the front chute. Frank Plazik, car number 4, your leader. Frank Plazik out in front in the number 4 car. Of Frank Plazik out in front. He's your leader. Followed by Jamie Turner and Chris Ricker, both running side by side. Ricker in the 13 now pulls into sole possession of the runner-up spot with Jamie Turner back there in 3rd and Scott Wood running 4th. Frank Plazik trying to build his lead now down the back straightaway. Car number 4. As he goes through turn 3, sets it up into number 4 corner, grabs the side bite off turn number 4, heads down in front of the grandstands once again. Chris Ricker in the number 13 on the chase, along with Jamie Turner in the number 11, the 38 of Scott Wood. Scott Wood now pulls up into third. The 38W of Scott Wood running third. In fourth place, the 24 of Mike Jeffries. Mike Jeffries, the 24, on the move. He wants that third position as he pulls up in turn number 3. Mike Jeffries looking for third place, but out in front with a big lead, the number 4 of Frank Plazik. Frank Plazik, car number 4, sets it up in turn 4, heads down in front of the grandstands with about a 15-car lead over second place runner Scott Wood, car number 38. Still Frank Plazik out in front. Car number 4, your leader, Scott Wood, in the number 38, is in second and trying to close the gap, along with Chris Ricker in the number 13, the 24 of Mike Jeffries, and the number 1 of Joe Plazik. That's your top 5 cars at this point as we're in lap number 10, scheduled for 35. We see the number 1 of Joe Plazik. He's moved up quickly. The number 1, Joe Plazik, trying to get around Chris Ricker and Mike Jeffries. They'd like that number 3 spot. And it looks like Plazik and Jeffries side by side as they go around Ricker in turn number 1. Mike Jeffries in the number 24. Joe Plazik in the number 1 as they head in turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, it's Mike Jeffries running in that third spot. Joe Plazik running fourth. Out in front, Frank Plazik, and he's pulling up on some slower cars. He'll have to go through traffic now. The number 4 of Frank Plazik out in front, your leader. Number 4, Frank Plazik, off turn 2 down the back straightaway in the lead, and he's quickly coming up on the rest of the field, so he'll have to weave his way through the traffic and hold that lead over second place runner Scott Wood. We're in lap number 16, over halfway through, or no, not quite halfway through, scheduled for 35. We see Harry Sintler in the 37 pulling off the track into the infield. So apparently some mechanical problems with the 37 of Sintler as he retires for the evening in the center of the track. Frank Plazik, car number 4, continues out in front. He's your leader. He's pulled up on the back of the pack now and working on traffic. Scott Wood, car number 38, if he's going to gain some ground, now would be the time to do it. Gain a little ground while they're going through traffic. The 57 of Lee Jerome also with problems, and he pulls to the infield as we've got Mark Elsey sideways up in between turns number 1 and 2. So that's going to bunch the field up. This caution will slow them down, and the big lead held by Frank Plazik has now disappeared. There'll only be one lap car, I believe, out there between your leader and second place, as the field now can bunch up, and that's going to really make a difference in the remainder of this race. Instead of the big lead held by young Frank Plazik, car number 4, he'll have the rest of the field breathing right down his back bumper. We've got 19 laps completed, scheduled for 35. Unofficially, we'll run down as far back as we can for you. Your leader, Frank Plazik, in the number 4 car. Running in second place is the 38W of Scott Wood. That's second place. The 26 of Doug Roseborough, actually he's stuck in there. He's a lap car. After Scott Wood, in third place, Mike Jeffrey, car number 24J, followed by the number 1 of Joe Plazik, Chris Ricker in the 13, and the 42 of Pete Bicknell. Then followed by Don Turner in the number 39, the 444 of Brian Stevens, Roy Susi in the number 38, the 11 of Jamie Turner, Davey Moore in car number 6 will fall in behind Turner, followed by Don McGinnis in the number 20 and the 16 of Jim Bigelow. Doug Gordon in the 71, the 82 of Bruce Parks, Lee Jerome back on the track, and falling at the rear of the field in shotgun position, the 76 of Mark Elsey, the cause of that yellow as he spun between turns number 1 and 2. So he'll start at the rear of the pack. And I've never been able to understand why they call that the shotgun position. We're under green and we're racing once again with Frank Plazik out in front, car number 4. He's your leader. Scott Wood trying to track down the leader and take over that number 1 position. The number 4 of Frank Plazik doing a great job of driving out there as he moves through turns 3 and 4, grabs the bite and heads in front of the grandstands once again. And Frank Plazik has that car working great out there tonight as he's just outdistancing the rest of the field. This driver has come a long ways from last year when he never even completed a full year in the modifieds, but he progresses more and more every week and looks very impressive out there right now. Well, Frank Plazik out in front, your leader in lap number 22. Scott Wood in the number 38 trying to gain ground now in 3 and 4 corner. Right behind Wood in the number 24 is Mike Jeffries. Pete Bicknell, car number 42, going to the inside, and it looks like he's going to get into the middle of everything and try and better his position. Pete Bicknell on the move, car number 42. Pete Bicknell known for running on the inside of the track, and that's where he's got that number 42 now as he tries to make the pass on Mike Jeffrey, car number 24. If you give Pete Bicknell 1 inch, he'll take the rest of the race away from you, and he's a master at running this Merrittville Speedway, the defending modified points champion, trying to get around the 24 of Mike Jeffries. Out in front still the number 4 of Frank Plazik, and we've got 10 laps remaining, so it'll be a 10-lap shootout. Just 10 more laps to go for Frank Plazik trying to hold on and preserve this feature win. Scott Wood, car number 38, running in second. Third place, Mike Jeffries. Then comes the 42 of Pete Bicknell and the number 1. And Frank Plazik has broken. The number 4 of Frank Plazik had something go wrong with his car down the back straightaway, and he pulled off in turn number 3. What a tough break for this young driver out of Caister Center as he had everything going his way, and now he sits in the infield with a broken modified. That's got to be quite a tough way to do it, as he was running very strong out there. Scott Wood in the 38W out in front, your leader. So another of our young drivers showing the way around here tonight. Scott Wood, his first year in the modifieds, the rookie driver with Mike Jeffrey running second. Another rookie in the modifieds. 2 rookies out in front leading the field of veterans around the Merrittville Speedway here tonight. And now we've got a 4-car freight train down the back straightaway. Scott Wood out in front. Mike Jeffrey running second. Pete Bicknell is third. Joe Plazik running fourth. And a handful of laps yet to go. 5 laps remaining. It's Scott Wood, your leader. Car number 38. Mike Jeffries running second. Pete Bicknell trying to get around for that number 2 spot. And Joe Plazik sitting there looking for the opening. Remember, going into tonight's races, Joe Plazik led Pete Bicknell by a mere 2 points. That could change here tonight in the point standings after 5 nights of racing. Here's your leader once again with 2-lap signal being given by starter Barry Davidson to Scott Wood, car number 38. Just 2 more laps for Scott Wood. He's in turn number 3 into the number 4 corner. He'll get the white flag this time by Scott Wood, car number 38, 1 lap to go, and he'll pick up his first modified feature win. The rookie out of Thorold, Scott Wood in car number 38, looking for his first feature win ever in the modified division. 1 turn, he's got that turn made. Here's the checkered flag for Scott Wood, car number 38.
Well, there you have it, folks. A great win for the modified rookie, Scott Wood. So he brought that Olsen Eagle built number 38W. Took over the lead is Frank Plazik, and a number 4 broke in a 27th lap. Looked like young Frank had the race pretty well underhand, but mechanical problems put him out and gave the win to Scott Wood. Okay, the crew runs over to the Scott Wood car to congratulate him. A lot of fans out there. Scott Wood, the popular young driver. Look at the smiles on him as he comes out of that modified.
Boy, he's getting lots of congratulations here tonight. It didn't take long for this driver to come up and end up in victory lane.
Scott Wood, the feature winner here on Carling O'Keefe Miller Beer Night at Merrittville.
Would be, of course, Frank
Will be interviewed by track announcer Gordy Wilson.
Congratulations, and Scott, that'll be quite a feeling for your first modified feature win. Congratulations, a real fine job. You did a great job out there. The first one, you'll always remember this one. For sure. Yeah, 2 pounds with the car, but I think we're getting started right now. Well, I'm sure you are. You're in victory lane, and that's where you wanted to be. That's where you want to be every night if you can do it. You've been trying and trying, and in your first year, and this is only the 6th week, so you got a victory for you, and you can start a string now anytime. Yeah, I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Brian Cummins, and North Demolition, and Pro Racing. Okay, our congratulations once again on a real fine win. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Wood!
Real popular win here at Merrittville. Scott, a very popular young driver. Goes over by the car to pose with the pictures, and our young race director again tonight, Doug Sack, and the representative from Carling O'Keefe Miller Beer is Mike Smith. Very shortly, we'll have the Demolition Derby on hand tonight for the first Rock'em Sock'em Smash'em event of the year. Here at Merrittville, you'll watch total destruction of a few cars on the front straightaway as drivers crawl in, buckle their seatbelt, and unbuckle their brain and destroy the cars right here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
We'll be right back with the Demolition Derbies.
so hold on.